Okay, Islam Sheikh Dwayne Buffett. Islam. I had to go to Dunkin' Donuts because for whatever reason, when I was uploading the video at Extended Stay, Dunkin' Donuts is about I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 minute walk from Extended Stay, or a 5 minute walk. It depends on how fast it doesn't take long. And drive is probably a minute. So I came to Dunkin' Donuts to upload because the internet, I don't know, at Extended Stay, as I was trying to upload, it wouldn't allow. It's just paused, even though the Wi-Fi was showing blocks. It still wouldn't finish up uploading. So I had to do this quite a bit in the past. Come to Dunkin' Donuts. So that goes usually because it's usually when there's a lot of feedback in the room, or some type of low frequency or close to the room. The internet goes slow, real slow. When there's a lot of slamming of the doors across the hall, like across the hall, someone it's not an employee at Extended Stay America, but someone just opening and slamming the door. That too. All of a sudden, the internet is really slow. Sometimes I'm not accusing them, but this is just a sequence of events. So anyway, it's May 3rd, 2023, and so let me continue. So real quick, yesterday, as I was walking, this is part 3, which is May 2nd, 2023. There was a regular customer. I left off saying that doctors can diagnose patients, will diagnose. I mean, you have patients, elderly and non-elderly. They could be like in their early 40s, or retirement age, which is not that old, or even younger than that. And a doctor diagnosed a patient, and that patient or that person has legal papers saying the reason why I behave a certain manner that was inappropriate, abusive, aggressive, violent, unlawful is because I'm on medication. And the medication has side effects. So just I'll give you an example. So you in law, I mean you at a courthouse, that person is called to speak because of them being a part of the situation you in, and they bring out these papers. And I'm saying this because I had the thought, because I noticed I don't know, I experienced a thought. Thomas say doc now as well to the customers. He's like, "What's up, doc?" I don't know if that person a doctor or saying doctor. One day he was saying doctor like quite a bit. I don't know why. "What's up, doc?" I don't know if there was many doctors that were customers. I didn't ask him, but I experienced the thought about different people being and Thomas is a manager at Burger King. I just experienced the thought of people being diagnosed by professionals, supposedly professionals, that have taken the Hermetic oath. So they have some type of, where if they say this is possibly what's wrong, yes, you leave room for error, because it's been proven that doctors are not always right, especially in reference to the unseen, and that is definitely true. But on the physical plane, it still has been proven that doctors are not always right. But still, with that piece of paper and them showing this medication has side effects, and I diagnose this person, that sort of leaves a lot of leeway for a person to be used as a weapon, or in performing acts of terrorism, and not be accountable for it. So as I was walking yesterday, The black female, sometimes I seen her come into Burger King. She was in a wheelchair. This is another elderly. And I'm going to remind you, I said before, some people in Annapolis say rely on the customers, or somewhere saying rely on the customers and the elderly, or something like that. So I don't know, why would someone say rely on the customers and the elderly? I don't know. I've heard this before. I think years ago, it's just like when I was hearing those say lawyer. It's like some customers were speaking about the advertisements at Burger King could be unlawful when they're not displaying the truth or so forth. But then, I mean, too many times I've heard them say, I'm getting a lawyer or sue. This is through the years, especially in reference to when I would document about odd behavior in reference to United States military or African Americans or the police or so forth, or even those that speak Spanish. So I've never heard. That's why I was like, do a lot of people sue? At first I didn't catch on. I was thinking, because I'm not from Annapolis, I was like, do a lot of people sue in Annapolis? I'm thinking that. But then as the situation of sequence of events I started to see when people would say lawsuit, or I'm going to sue, or someone can sue, why don't you sue? And then they glance towards my way and so forth. Then I started to, and then all the other odd experiences in reference to African American black males and females, and those that speak Spanish. I'm not saying all. Okay, all African American males, all those that speak Spanish, and all those that are pale skinned. But I'm just saying too many, way too many. That I've experienced in Annapolis. So I was like, at first, once again, I was thinking other reasons why those might say lawsuit or I'm going to sue. I never. Then when I started to see the continuous odd, some would say abusive behavior in different ways, in different manners, and hearing the word sue, then I started to think some of these people are saying I'm going to sue because she is not engaging with males or that are African American, or those that say three or Mason or pale skinned, or those that are connected to the United States military, Navy, Army, or even the police or whatever, in that which might be I have demonstrated some odd behavior around the room or other odd behavior from others like they want to. So if there's someone who's in authoritative position that wants to have sex with me, but they can't exactly demonstrate, and they're saying I paid to have sex with her, or maybe it's some type of lab freak or artificial intelligent robot saying this, and they saying I paid, and they cannot, they know if they come straight out, especially a Moor who has affirmed to uphold constitutional laws such as I, and behave in a manner that it can be brought to justice. So they have to go around the way in different other manners, whether it's using low frequency or other ways of psychology or mental abuse. That might be the reason why those that say I'm going to sue. So if that is, so you would never think in 2023 that people can have such a uncivilized. See, a lot of times on the TV, they like to show other countries behaving uncivilized and demonstrate the United States as being some type of form of higher education. Okay? But I am here in Annapolis, where the United States Navy, Army, and the police are prevalent everywhere, but are prevalent, and hearing not just hearing pale skinned, definitely African American black Negroes saying I paid, and then those that speak Spanish, and look at me. Okay? And so if when you're dealing with acts of terrorism and they're trying to find a way where they're not being brought to justice by using the word acts of terrorism, this is how this can come about. And then if you don't know how to articulate yourself and you try to defend yourself, you trying to protect yourself, and you yourself, Allah forbid, behave violent, behave odd, and then there's police waiting because the police is criminal and corrupt and they in on it too, waiting to figure out a way to arrest you. But the main reason everything is happening because they trying to implement a form of bondage, sex trafficking, and the word paid, but they can't do that, so they have to go around a certain way else to do it. Then this is a problem. This is very savage, but it's real. So anyways, as I was walking yesterday, this African American lady that was in a wheelchair